Yes. Can we check levels?
Yeah, let's do it one more time. Checking levels.
Checking levels. Roger Clemens, butt injections.
Hey, Patrick.
Hey, Clayton.
You want to hear another ghost story?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, good. I have one for you. This might be a ghosty. Might be a short. I think it's going to be a short one.
It's late.
I'm not
so
committing
that's fine.
to that. But
Okay.
Like, I think it probably will be.
You're not committing to it being short. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, fair
I
enough.
think it'll be short, but the reason it might not be short in the end is that I have a personal connection to this one.
Oh.
And I'm happy to talk about it for literal hours.
If at the end of this podcast you end up being a ghost, I'm going to be so fucked up.
But it would convince you, right?
Yeah, that would probably if you're a ghost. Yeah.
Problem solved.
Every time I come over here, your wife is always like,
What are you doing?
What are you doing here? Clayton doesn't
You're
live here
in the
anymore.
basement alone? That's weird.
That's so strange. Clayton died months ago. And I'm like, yeah, but we're down in the basement. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
Women.
Women, right? Hey.
They be crazy. Okay. So,
Except I know you're not a ghost because I don't know how to run the recording equipment.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's okay.
So
That's a good point.
it's like a beautiful mind type thing. Like you're like,
Yeah.
the girl never gets older. It's basically, I don't know how to run the recording equipment. So clearly
Okay.
you're not a ghost.
Yeah. That analogy sits with me.
Although I am an engineer. So I probably could figure it.
I can't imagine you couldn't figure out the equipment.
I've seen you press.
What if you just convinced yourself that you couldn't do it, but you know that you could do it and in fact have done it?
I mean, there's literally a button that says record that's about the size of a postage stamp. So
It's pretty clear. All right. Well, assuming you are your own person
and you're your own person.
and I'm my own person, I want to tell you the story of Resurrection Mary.
Okay. This is not like the biblical Mary. She doesn't resurrect.
Mary, Mother of God.
Right. Yeah. She doesn't
Correct.
resurrect.
No.
Yeah, I mean-
that was like Jesus's whole thing.
Yeah.
He did.
Right. Mary did not.
She did not. Okay. So anyway, Resurrection Mary. Does that ring a bell for you at all? I'm just curious because it's a.
No, I mean, I know what the words mean, but
Sure.
no. Together, it means nothing to me.
What does resurrection mean?
It means you're dead, but then you're not dead. You know,
What does Mary mean?
it's a woman's name, or it could mean the act of wedding someone.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, wedding with D's, not T's.
Yeah. I guess you pulled that out. Okay. Anyway, so Resurrection Mary is an actually a semi-famous ghost
Okay.
from a state you used to live in
Interesting.
called Illinois.
Illinois. Okay. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got
Yeah.
it, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You've only lived in 2 states.
It's true. I have, haven't I? Now, is this one of these where you have to like go in the bathroom and like say the name 3 times with the lights out, and then it like shows up over your shoulder? Because I was always way too scared to do that.
No.
Okay.
You're thinking of Bloody Mary.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not that one.
I'll be honest with you. I
Yeah.
was also too scared to do that.
There's like no way I would have done that.
Now that you've said that, though, do you want to go into the bathroom in my
I do
basement
not.
here and
So
do that?
I'm almost 40 years old. I've never done the Bloody Mary thing.
And now you're like, ghosts don't exist.
yeah, but I'm still not going to do it.
But you seem to claim that ghosts don't exist.
They don't exist. Correct.
So you would feel comfortable going in and doing Bloody Mary 3 times in the mirror.
Nope.
Interesting. Why not?
So there's
Speak on that.
Right. So there is a part of my brain called the lizard part that is afraid of things that aren't very real. And so that's one of those things.
Interesting. Things that are not as far as you know real.
Yeah. Like if I hear a loud noise, I will go, oh,
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Right.
Sorry. You'll go what?
ah.
Okay.
So, but does that mean that a loud noise is something that is really going to like hurt me? No, because it's a noise. But
Sure.
still, the lizard brain goes, ah.
When you think about ghosts,
Right.
so some piece of you agrees that ghosts are potentially
Yes.
real.
The lizard part, just
Yeah.
to be clear.
Yeah.
The lizard part.
The same part that saves your life when you hear a loud sound and you go, ah, and you saying, ah, saves you
from the
from
noise.
the falling noise. Yeah.
The noise.
Well, because sometimes noise is like a fucking building crashing on your head.
Yeah, but like if
And
that
you go, and you dive out of the way, you're saved.
If that no,
Thanks,
it's,
lizard brain.
just the
Thank
noise.
you, ghosts.
So if that happens, like you're fucked anyway. Like if a building's falling down, you're not gonna be like, oh, thank goodness I heard this coming.
You could roll.
Yeah.
Could you not?
You could roll out of the way of a building.
I think so.
How many Avengers movies are you watching currently?
All of them. And they all roll so far. They're very good at rolling.
Okay.
Okay. So
Not sure where we were exactly.
I think Resurrection Mary.
Resurrection Mary, and I'm not doing the Bloody Mary thing in the bathroom. I'm not doing it. Not doing it.
So you're a little scared.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is interesting to me actually because it seems like you're a little bit closer to the whole I believe in things, because if you were like a staunch do not believe, I think you would do the Bloody Mary thing. No problem.
I don't think I'm staunch about much. Like staunch is like a strong word,
Sure.
Like staunch seems like it requires a lot of effort.
You just feel like, why poke the bear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I get that. But that means to me,
there's a bear.
There's a door opening. Yeah. Okay. There's a bear behind the door. Okay.
And I don't want to poke it.
Stretching. It feels so good. Feels good. We're gonna get there. I think
Very
we're gonna
weird.
get there.
It's very weird. Okay.
Okay. So, Resurrection Mary. So in the 1930s, in Illinois, not too far from Chicago, like about 15 miles away, 20 miles away, there's a town called Justice.
Okay.
You ever been to Justice, Illinois?
I don't believe so. No.
I can't imagine that there was any reason for you to go there.
Is it like a nice place? It sounds nice.
I would feel uncomfortable passing judgment.
Is it nicer than Berwyn?
On the place.
That's my question.
I feel uncomfortable passing judgment on the place.
Okay.
I need the people of Justice, Illinois, to really support this podcast.
It's still a place?
I would. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's probably not north, because north is like all money and nice.
Yeah.
Right?
No, it's not north at all.
And south, like it's basically like Joliet, and then like it just kind of gets rural, and like then it goes over to Gary. So it's probably not that.
Why do you assume that a place called Justice is not either North Nice or South Prison?
Well, just because once you get south of Joliet, it's all like, I already know all the names just from that 55 drive. Okay, right. Like it's not Pontiac.
So you're not assuming that like people couldn't name a place south of Joliet Justice.
It's just that I haven't
never seen it on the sign.
It's not Sean Hassan. It's not Pontiac.
Keep going.
It's not
sure.
Bolingbrook. It's not Romeoville.
Okay.
It's none of those.
All right, you're flexing real hard. Let's go. Okay. Yeah. Good.
Romeoville, easily stupidest name ever.
But it's close to Joliet.
It is, yes.
So it makes still no sense, but like a slanted sense, I guess.
So what's so funny? So I'm gonna imagine that at some point they decided they're gonna name a suburb of Joliet Romeo, right? Oh yeah, Romeo and Juliet. That's very cute.
It's almost like a thing.
Yeah, exactly. And then somebody along the lines was like, "Yeah,
too close.
Maybe too close. Maybe Shakespeare's going to sue us." So, like Shakespeare's estate, like Shakespeare the 17th or whatever, is going to be like, "Excuse me, sir. Yeah,
Bill
Romeo.
Junior,
yeah. So Romeo is the property of my great.
So like, let's just be safe.
So,
Romeoville.
Yeah. I wonder if they at some point they were like, let's call it something else. Romeo Berg. Romeo.
It's a little brusque.
Yeah, Romeo City. That's stupider.
That's dumb.
But yeah. Romeoville. That's very dumb. And yet we're at the end of the meeting, so we're gonna go with it.
Yeah, it all checks out. So this is not where that is.
Okay, so clearly. All right, fair enough.
Southwest of Chicago.
Southwest. All right.
Southwest. More west than south.
Okay. Southwest of Chicago.
Yeah, it's Justice, Illinois.
It's near Berwyn.
It is on the same trajectory from Chicago as Berwyn. Yes, correct. Thank you. That I'm going to live in Berwyn now. I guess we should say, because you've brought it up multiple times now.
Berwyn's very
People
famous.
are going to be like, what is it? Is it?
It is. Yes. Have you seen Svengoolie? So
I know of Svengoolie.
well, then you know of Berwyn. Like it's literally his shtick.
His joint, right?
Yeah. Okay. Feel free to cut as much of that.
Do you want to? Do you want to hear a ghost story?
Kind of. I'm having to find time without a ghost story. To be honest,
This might not be a ghost story. This might be a full episode.
Yeah, sure.
So in Justice, Illinois, which is a pretty relatively far suburb of Chicago.
Sounds like it.
It's it's like I said, 17 miles, but that takes like 9 hours.
Oh yeah, from Chicago. Yeah. You're like packing food.
Yes.
You're like filling up with gas twice.
You get it.
Yeah.
So in the 1930s, there was a girl named Mary who had a boyfriend. She was a high school girl, as many people have been.
They have boyfriends.
They have boyfriends.
Well,
right? Or beaus. I think beau is like probably the better. In the 1930s, like it's beau. Beau, not like capital B.
No,
his name's not Beau.
Yes,
okay, you get it.
Yes.
So Mary is a beau, and they are going to a dance club one night.
Some sort of a hop? Is it a hop?
It seems to be actually
a hop.
Similar to a hop, not quite a hop. It's it's a real dance club. At that point, it was called the O. Henry Ballroom. O-H. Henry. Like, Henry.
Oh, Henry.
Which is kind of
in
fun
your ballroom.
words because you're like, oh, Henry, you're at.
Yeah.
Oh, Henry, ballroom. Which is a pretty popular spot for, again, the space, which was fairly rural. I mean, probably at this point, especially probably like
1930s.
I assume like quite rural.
Yeah.
But there was the O. Henry Ballroom. And again, this is all documented. This is all real. So she went with her boyfriend to a dance at the ballroom. She had a brand new white dress. Was very excited to be going to this club. It was a whole thing. She went to the nines. She did her whole new dress. It was really good.
Okay. Yeah. So
I just want you to know. Like,
yeah. So it's a
she loved it. She was really excited.
Mm-hmm. Did trouble pass over her that night?
Well, Patrick, it's interesting you asked because it turns out trouble did pass over this poor innocent soul that night. In her mind, it was going to be like the night. Like, I don't know what that means in 1930s parlance, but it was going to be like a big night, right? Maybe they would like kiss. I don't know. Do you think kids in the 1930s like went all the way? Probably, right?
I mean, a few of them had to have. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
you see the movies, and it's all like chastity and stuff, and like, oh my god, we made up. But like, probably people like got down, right?
But like 1930s, the movies and stuff in the 1930s, you don't have any children in those, or like teenagers. Like, it's not until the 50s, like the car culture.
Well, this is what I think.
Right.
Yeah. The car really introduced like a nice space to to just go to town. But I do wonder, like, surely,
I mean,
teenagers in the 30s were like, hey man,
our life expectancy is not great right now.
I'm basically middle aged. Can we please just like get to business
before one of us gets polio? Let's just do this.
So that's got to be going through their mind. So when Mary's thinking of a big night, I don't want to project, but I gotta assume like they're big plans in mind.
Yeah.
So they went to the dance, but while they were there, Mary and her
beau,
her side piece.
Yeah.
Beau, yes.
Yeah.
They got into a fight.
Oh no.
I don't know what it's about. No one recorded that, but they got into a big fight.
Not part of it. Yeah.
It's not part of the thing. But it was pretty big. Like, it was big enough where Mary basically told him like, "Fuck off! I'll get home on my own." And she stormed out of the club.
Yeah, of the ballroom.
Of the ballroom, of the O. Henry Ballroom. And he was like, "Hey, can I at least drive you home?" And she said, "Get fucked.
Yeah,
I'll walk.
Yeah, take your own horse and wagon home."
Yeah,
yeah.
Probably not those words exactly, but like that's
sure.
That's what I would say.
Yeah,
get fucked. I'll walk. So she's gonna walk home. She doesn't live far away. So she's walking home from the O. Henry Ballroom. As she's walking down a street that you have heard of, I'm sure, Archer Avenue.
I have heard of Archer Avenue.
Archer is a pretty big street in the Chicagoland area, right? So she's walking down Archer Avenue. It was late, of course. It was nighttime, certainly. Pretty late. It was dark. Not a lot of street lights in the 30s. So it was like quite dark. And she's walking on the road. And it's a pretty heavily trafficked road. I don't, certainly now. I mean,
of course.
But I don't know about the 30s, but
it's probably the main
like
drag.
It was still, still, it was for the time pretty heavily trafficked. And of course, the car came speeding around the corner, didn't see her, struck her, full speed. Mary died.
Oh, she got the Della treatment.
If you listen to the last episode, yes, she got the Dell treatment, except instead of train, it was car, but very similar. Yeah.
It's actually like remarkably similar.
Even more similar when you think the driver who hit her was like, "Fuck no, goodbye," and drove off, hit and run.
I'm sure the train was the exact same way. I'm sure the train was not like, "Oh, fuck,
we should stay here." No,
I'm gonna lose my license.
I'm sure they went.
Yeah.
So Mary, unfortunately, was similarly ended. Is that a weird way to say it?
No, I think like she was there and then she like wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. She stopped existing based on that, which is not good. So where Mary was struck actually was in some ways kind of fortuitous in a really macabre sort of way, in that the club she was at was pretty close, like less than a full block away from Resurrection Cemetery. I guess for in immediate hindsight, fortuitous was the wrong word.
Okay.
Coincidental, I guess.
Okay. Fortuitous to be like, they're like, oh, she's dead. Get a shovel.
I don't know if that's also right, but definitely less so not right than what I was thinking. So she was hit by this car, which is not a laughing matter.
I mean, again, nobody cares about this. I mean, she's been gone for a long time. Again, her estate, not going to sue.
Someone's got to care about it. Someone's got to care. But so she was struck by this car by this cemetery, Resurrection Cemetery, and she ended up being buried in
Resurrection Cemetery. I mean, they're not going to go to like a different one.
No, because it was like her local cemetery. Yeah. Right? She was hit outside.
Everyone has their local cemetery, like where they're like, oh, if I die, that's probably where they're going to put me.
Yeah. I booked a room. So that's what happened. She died. She was buried in Resurrection Cemetery. Ever since then, many drivers, and I mean, like, honestly, quite a lot of drivers since the 30s. So, it's a long timeline. So,
sure. It's almost 100 years.
But a lot of folks have reported a young woman in a white dress hitchhiking on Archer Avenue, right around the cemetery. Some of them claim they have stopped and let her in.
Really?
Or when they drive, quarter of a mile past, they look back. She's gone.
They look back? Like she got in the
back?
back?
Like the mirror. Like she's in the back of the car. Yeah, of course.
You're
going to let a hitchhiker in the fucking death seat of your car? Are you serious?
You don't think the back seat is the death seat?
The way they could kill you?
Do you not know how... Like, that, like piano wire over the... Like you've seen The Godfather.
Oh, that's a good point.
Anyway, but okay.
Well, now I feel obligated to say I never saw whether or not it was front or back. I just kind of assumed back. I think because I read a lot of horror story books when I was little, and like the hitchhikers always got in back.
They always, and then you're always looking in the back in the mirror, and then like they're gone.
Okay,
like, where'd they go?
This makes a lot of sense.
And then so
thank you for calling that out. Yeah. Because that's not ideal. So maybe front seat.
Okay.
Anyway, driver. After a while, she's gone. And again, there have been like many reportings of this. Again, to the police. There are police reports of people who claim this happened. Because I know it's going to be your question.
Now, would you pick somebody, just, personally, if you were driving down Archer Avenue next to a cemetery and a woman in a period inappropriate white dress.
Oh, I would swerve the fuck out of the way.
No,
I'm putting myself into oncoming traffic to get away from that.
Yeah, okay. Just making sure.
Is that your question?
I mean, somebody eventually is going to have to, is going to say, that's what I'm going to do with my night. I'm going to pick up this lady.
I don't know this. So most people swerve out of the way and blow on past, but every once in a while, someone stops and picks her up. She gives them directions where she's going. They drive on. But as soon as they pass the cemetery, she's gone.
Interesting.
Vanishes completely.
What if they continue following the directions?
I don't think they would find her parents still there. It was a while ago.
What if it would be
It's
like...
a good question.
What if it would be a pot of gold? That's my question. Has anyone ever followed the directions?
No, I don't know. That's
interesting. Again, another field trip.
Sure. Okay. Okay. In 1979,
relatively
January
recently,
31st,
both of us were not alive.
compared to this, yes, correct. But compared to 30s, pretty recently, there's an article in the Suburban Trib. Columnist Bill Geist detailed the story of a cab driver. His name was Ralph, who claimed to have picked up a young woman. Quote from Ralph: "A looker, a blonde." Let's see now.
I mean, you're a cab driver out in like rural Illinois.
It fits.
They're all lookers.
She was young enough to be my daughter, 21 tops. He picked her up near a shopping mall on Archer Avenue, which is close to the cemetery. According to the driver, a couple miles up Archer, she jumped with a start like a horse. I don't know what that means. That's a colloquialism that I don't get.
Okay.
How much horse racing? I don't know.
I mean, if a horse jumps, it's probably pretty violent. They're huge, especially if they're inside of a cab. They're probably like, "Oh fuck, I'm inside of a cab."
And eventually she said, "Here." I hit the brakes. I looked around, didn't see no kind of house. "Where?" I said, and then she sticks out her arm and points across the road to my left and says, "There." And that's when it happened. I looked to my left, like this, at this little shack, and when I turned, she was gone, vanished, and the car door never opened. May the good Lord strike me dead. It never opened.
So she never paid him.
Mary sucks.
Yeah. So she's been getting like so many free cab rides over the years. What it sounds like to me.
So I have to say, Resurrection Mary, this is the whole story. Like this, everything I've relayed to you, there are different versions of this being true. My personal connection to the story comes in a form of actually another podcast that my friend Ryan and I have been working on. We started working on it before I left Chicago. And then we stopped because I was 300 miles away when I went to St. Louis. But we've actually talked recently about starting it back up again. Anyway, it's called Chicago Unlocked. It's kind of like going around and like exploring things about Chicago that people don't know about. The first season would be about ghosts. So we started working on this podcast. And we read about Resurrection Mary. And we thought we should go check it out.
Well, of course.
So we went out to Justice, Illinois. And we explored the cemetery. We found the grave of what, some people say might be her, like a Mary grave. Like no one knows if she's actually buried there or whatever. So we did that and it was fine. But across the street from Resurrection Cemetery is a bar called Chet's Melody Lounge.
Chet's Melody Lounge. Okay.
Doesn't roll off the tongue, but supposedly Chet's Melody Lounge has experienced a lot of ghost sightings of Mary specifically.
Interesting.
So we thought, well, we'll check it out. So Ryan and I went to Chet's Melody Lounge and we interviewed the manager.
Chet.
No. The owner? Also not Chet.
Okay.
I don't know where the name comes from.
That's fine.
Yeah. But so we talked to the manager, who was very nice. Sat down with us, gave us a recording of some of his stories. I'll be honest, I looked for that recording recently. I can't find it.
It'll do.
It's frustrating because we did it and whatever, but it's gone. But from memory, here's what I'll say about Chet's Melody Lounge. The manager himself and several of the bartenders there, apparently, have seen weird things. Shadows out of the corner of their eyes. They've heard voices of children laughing in the basement. Things like that.
Who hasn't?
It's like life, dude.
Yeah.
Some of the people who work at Chet's Melody Lounge claim they have seen a woman sitting at the end of the bar in strange clothing, early 20th century clothing. And when they go to ask her if they can help her, she leaves. Could be cosplay. Could be someone who's just like,
I mean,
this is fun.
Chicago's got some weirdies.
Yeah.
So,
could be a ghost. I don't know. Right when I went, we interviewed the manager. He was telling us these stories. He said most of the strange activity happens in the basement. We went down to the basement.
Really?
It's a terrifying basement. I mean,
yeah.
It's a very old,
When I hear
building.
When I hear the Chet's Melody Lounge basement, I don't think to myself, oh.
No, it looked very strange.
Yeah.
We didn't find anything there that was weird to us.
Okay, yeah, just storage for the Chet's Melody Lounge.
Yeah, but it was creepy, so I get it. But I will say, we went back upstairs. We were, interviewing this manager. I took some pictures just to see. I'm pretty in on ghosts. Like I'm,
it's your shtick.
Yeah. Having said that, the whole idea of like ghosts being orbs in photos, I don't understand. Right? Like I don't get why like a circle of light would be a thing that you're like, that's a ghost.
Right.
Does not make sense to me. Having said that, I did take pictures around Chet's Melody Lounge, and in several of the photos, and for reasons I cannot explain, there were blue orbs floating in the air.
Interesting.
Now, I realize that could be a camera thing, a light thing,
like dust.
Sure, it could be dust. Like,
right.
Totally understand. I'm just saying, those existed.
Okay.
So, some people say Resurrection Mary still lurks Archer Road. Some people say she comes into Chet's Melody Lounge. There have been a lot of ghost studies.
Does she lurk though? Like lurking? She's not like.
How do you define lurking?
That's what a crocodile does. Like she doesn't seem like crocodilian,
Okay.
Like she's hitchhiking.
You think crocodiles lurk?
Yeah. Oh, totally. That's like all they do.
I know you've seen crocodiles. We've been on a crocodile tour together.
Alligators, they're different things.
Oh, those are gators. That's true. That's okay.
Those are different things.
Okay, that's true. So you're talking about like Egyptian crocodiles.
Egyptian?
Is that where they're from?
Yeah, sure. Yes.
I don't like the way you're saying that. Is that wrong?
I mean, like all of Africa. So
yeah, including
the Egypt. Yes.
Yeah,
so
thank you.
Yeah, but yeah, that's all. They just lurk. They lurk under the water. Their little teeny tiny eyes sticking up, and then whenever you get too close, because you're taking a piss in the river, boom. That doesn't. That doesn't strike me.
Why are you pissing in the Nile?
What? Well, I mean, because I gotta
You
go.
shouldn't do that.
Yeah, because I gotta go.
It's not what that's for.
So it doesn't seem like that's what Resurrection Mary is doing. She's
presenting herself.
She has unfinished business. She told the boyfriend off. She's trying to get home. Did she ever get home? She never got home.
Never home. But I do, now that you say it that way, like she did tell the boyfriend. Last episode, you were telling me that the only thing that people have to do before they die to have not unfinished business is to tell people off. And she did tell her boyfriend off, so she fit the requirement.
That business is finished, but she never got home. Yeah. So, eternally searching.
Okay. Anyway, she's there. There was weird things happening when I was at Chet's Melody Lounge. There were some blue lights, some blue orbs. Can't say there were ghosts. Can't say they weren't.
Hope she finds her way home.
I hope so too.
And I'm not going to say her name in the mirror 3 times.
Please, will you just go do that?
I'm not fucking doing it.
Can I bring a microphone in? You just do that?
No.
In the dark?
No.
And there you have it. Patrick believes in ghosts. We'll see you next time. Thank you, everybody. Goodbye. Thank you so much for listening to Is This a Ghost? If you enjoy this show as much as Patrick does, please make sure that you rate and review. And also, more importantly, I think, tell your friends. If everyone who listens to this show told 2 people, we would get 4 new listeners, and that would be a real dream. So please tell everybody you know about this show so they can listen to it too and enjoy it as much as you and Patrick both do together.